Adding and subtracting rational expressions with common denominators. So essentially it's fractions with letters involved. If you already have the same denominator, then you can just take the top plus the top, or the top minus the top. But anytime you are trying to add any type of fraction, you need to have a common denominator. Doesn't have to be the least common denominator, but it does have to be a common denominator. So here I have a 7 and a 7, I'm good to go. So I'm taking my x plus 1 plus the 6. I'm going to combine my like terms. So I have x plus 7 over 7. And there is my answer. You might ask, am I allowed to cancel them? No, not allowed to do that. These are terms on the top, not factors. You can only cancel if they are factors on the top. So this is my right answer. Looking at this, check to see, do I have the same denominator here as I have there? Yes, good to go. So I'm going to subtract that. So 4m minus 24. Do I have like terms? That has an m. That does not have an m. They are not like terms. So I have to leave it as 4m minus 24 over m minus 6. Next thing that I have to check is, can I reduce? Doesn't look like it at first, but I have to do a little bit of work to find out. 4, 24, can they be divided by the same thing? Yeah. I can take 24 divided by 4. What do you get then? You get 6. So this is 4 times m minus 6 all over m minus 6. Well, guess what now? They cancel out. And I am left with just 4. Looking at my next problem over there, I have a denominator. I have to make sure, do I have the same denominator? A squared plus 2a minus 15. Same denominator. So I don't have to worry about factoring the denominator. So I just take my 4a minus 12 and it's over this denominator here. A squared plus 2a minus 15. So I didn't have to worry about factoring it up there because it was the same thing, so I was allowed to add and subtract. But down here, I now have to check, can I reduce? So now I do have to factor it. So I'm looking at this and I see that my a term, my leading coefficient, in my ax squared thing is 1. So I'm allowed to do a shortcut. I have 15 there. So I'm going to take my 15. That could be 1 and 15, or it could be 3 and 5. It's a negative number, so I want my signs to be different. My b term is positive, so I want my larger number to be positive. Signs are different. So negative 3 plus 5 is positive 2. I can factor that. So shortcut, I have x minus 3 times x plus 5. Those don't look like that, but I see the 4 and the 12. I can factor out of that. So I divide each by 4. I have a minus 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Over x, that shouldn't be x, that should be an a. and that should be A. You get into a habit sometimes, and you got to watch out that you put the right letter down so your teacher doesn't mark it wrong. A plus 5. Now I check to see, reducing. Yes, they cancel, and I am left with 4 over A plus 5. Penmanship counts, at least a little bit. I have to be able to read what you wrote. So that problem is done. Now I need to make a little room for this one. Okay. With this, first thing I check, do I have the same denominator? Yes. X squared, plus, plus, 5x, 5x, minus, minus, 6, 6. It's all good. Now I can take my subtraction here, and I can just subtract. Something to pay attention to with this, very important here. This minus sign needs to be distributed in to each of those terms. So that's going to be a minus there and a plus there. Very important. So I have 3x minus 1 minus, because it's minus there, not because it was minus there, because it's minus here, 2x plus 7 all over x squared plus 5x minus 6. I need to combine my like terms. 3x minus 2x is 1x. Minus 1 plus 7 is plus 6. Over. And I'm going to check, can I factor this out? I think I can. My leading coefficient is 1, so I can use my shortcut. So I take the 6, and I say that could be 1 and 6, or it could be 2 and 3. Both of those could give me a 5, but which one is going to be right? My signs are different. My larger number is positive. So since the signs are different, the first number is negative. So negative 2 plus 3 is not equal to 5. Negative 1 plus 6 is equal to 5. So I'm using those two numbers. Shortcut time. I have x minus 1 and x plus 6. Can I reduce? I have an x plus 6 on the top, I have an x and 6 on the bottom. So those cancel. So I have my x minus 1 on the bottom there, but I have nothing to put on the top. You need to have something on the top. Leaving that like that is not good. I need to put a 1 up there. Remember, you can multiply anything times 1. And now I have that answer. Now that's finished.